All right, welcome back to Brian Allen Fishing 365. I got another unboxing for y'all. I got a couple items I've been waiting for. It's gonna be the last one for a little while. It's the last of the stuff I needed for the upcoming Cowboy Division DFL I'm going to be participating in very shortly. So I did crack open one of these boxes already because this is the second take. We had a mishap. There was an issue. So here we go. Let's get into it. This first piece, the first part of the order is from Tackle Warehouse. The second piece is another item that I've been waiting for quite a while for the new Phoenix, and then there's a bonus item as well. So let's get into it. Tackle slip, custom brown paper, neoprene rod sleeves. I'm trying to transition everything over to the neoprene rod sleeves. They store a lot easier in the rod box. They're less snaggy. You can still snag them, but man, the little plastic originals, the OGs, man, those things snag up like crazy. And if you don't cover every freaking hook in the box, it's gonna be a mess, especially if you throw crankbaits and jerkbaits. And you know I throw crankbaits and jerkbaits. Treble hooks in general, they will just grab. So, Tackle Warehouse makes a good rod sleeve. It's a neoprene, it's a uniform length, and I got the black ones. So, got those. Tackle Warehouse also had P-Line on sale. P-Line is a good fluorocarbon. This is it's 100% P-Line fluorocarbon. I'm not gonna lie, it's not my favorite of all of the fluorocarbons, but 100% fluorocarbon is 100% fluorocarbon. It's gonna be high memory. It's a little thick, but I'm gonna be cranking with this stuff, and I'm okay a lot of times with a heavy, stiff 12-pound test cranking line because I will throw a square bill with it some. If the cover's pretty sparse, like I'm cranking rock and stuff. But if for deep cranking, which is going to be the majority of what this is done with this 12-pound test, I'll still be able to get my baits down where I want to get them. Been throwing a lot of big baits, not the megas, not the big dogs, not the 500 ED, but throwing a 300 ED, a Cloud 9, C10, C15, a 6XD, even one of my favorites, old school Bomber Fat Free Shad, and the DD22. Excellent cranking line for any of those options. Then I had to pick up a few of these. This is for the forward-facing faction. Got some tungsten Keitech jig heads. These are 1/0 hooks, and all it's in English is Keitech Custom Products tungsten super round jig head. This is a super round jig head. Look closely. Now it's a tiny hook. It looks more like a crappie jig, but what you're going to be doing with this, or what I'm going to be doing with this, is the tungsten is going to give you the solid returns on the live scope. I am going to be scoping some fish during this tournament, and when I find small groups or individual big ones, I'm going to thread a small swim bait onto these, and I will be targeting individual fish with the live scope and trying to making a cast, watching that little tiny swim bait get down and trying to bring it right in front of these fish's faces and see if I can make them react. So, tungsten ball head, round head jig heads. Another one of the key scoping baits. All right, moving right along. The big piece. This stuff is surprisingly hard to come across right now, but I guess it's just the world as it is. This is from Russell Marine. Russell Marine Products. Russell Marine makes outstanding products. Their lineup of unique and individual items. Of course, it's a one-stop shop for all of your graph needs. They got everything you could ever want. But they also have these, and I needed this for the Phoenix, and exactly what I ordered, and it came really quick. So, Russell Marine, good job. You guys did excellent. You had what I was looking for, you shipped it out quickly, and you got it to me way ahead of schedule. I like that. So, let's see what we got. The first one in the pile. This is a screen protector for the Helix 12. I'm running a Helix 12 up front with the Humminbird, not the Live, Omega 360. This is going, these are clutch because these are going to protect the investments made. Graphs are not expensive. Graphs are very expensive. And if you're running these expensive graphs and you don't have the covers on them to protect them, I don't get it. I mean, I've seen way too many guys. I love watching a lot of YouTube fishing videos. I've seen big name YouTubers with cracked screens making videos, and it's gonna happen. I have not personally been unfortunate enough to crack a screen or witness one cracked, but I've seen a lot of cracked screens at the boat ramps on YouTube. And if you can do something to take a step to protecting those units, it's just the wise thing to do, in my humble opinion. So, got a 12-inch Garmin up front, got a 12-inch Humminbird up front. So, graph glass for both. Comes with the installation instructions. It's ready to go. So, we got these two, and then got the big dog covered. Also running a Humminbird Helix 15 up front. I'm sorry, at the console, and this is the cover for that 15. So it is substantially larger than its counterparts, but to me, it's just a must-have. You got to make the minor investment compared to what it costs to replace screens or graphs altogether. These things are expensive. Economy has definitely been in better shape, and it ain't cheap to get nothing out there right now. So that's it for the Russell Marine products. Big shout out to Russell Marine. Very pleased with how they did me on that one. Last one, the bonus piece. What is this? Everybody knows what this is. If you've ever ordered a rod online, Tackle Warehouse definitely does it the right way. They got a really substantial tube. Pull the cap. Stop the cap. And then, what do we got here? This is 7/9, so it is definitely a little more cumbersome to remove. This is another in my long tradition of budget deep cranking rods. Personally, I'm not big on buying the most expensive deep cranking rods. Deep cranking is a reaction bite. You're pulling into fish. You don't need to feel. I don't want to feel everything that I'm banging on down there. I know what's in these areas that I am deep cranking. Most of the time, it's pretty straightforward. I'm either deep cranking brush piles, hard spots, points, or rock. And 13 Fishing makes some really good budget price point cranking rods. And this is a newer one for me. I've got some of the older Fate rods. This is normally not as budget as it can be. I know, like some of the ones I have right now, I paid I think 60 bucks for, which is, if you bought a deep cranking rod in the last few years, you know that's a really good price. And you're not buying a piece of junk. 13 Fishing makes their own rods. They use really high-end components. If you watch the Chris Zaldane podcast, he had the rod guru from 13 Fishing breaking down the rod making process as it relates to the whole industry. And it was a really good insight. So what we got here is a 7'9". It's called a moderate. This thing is rated for up to 2 ounces. I think this is going to be. I mean, it's got the little metal inlay here. It's got that overlap inlay inside on the blank. I think this is going to be a slick little cranking rod. It's got plenty of butt section here, so you can really tuck that under your arm as you get down there and really torque that bait all the way down to the bottom. But again, from my 2 cents, I'm good with a budget cranking rod, and this one, like I said, it's normally $89.99 MSRP, but I got this one on sale for $60. So you know, stay on the pages. You know, look for the deals. Save the money where you can. This is one of the techniques that I will try to save some money on. If I'm deep cranking, again, I want that delayed action. I don't want a super stiff, crisp rod. Me personally, some guys like to crank with graphite, and you know, that's what it's all about. Everybody has to find their own style. My personal style, I want to be slow on the crankbait. I want them to engulf that bait. I want them to get it in the crunchers. I want to get it all the way down the goozle, and then I want to hit them and let every one of those hooks have a chance to find a home as I rip that fish out of the depths and put him on the deck and ultimately in the box. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on the deep cranking, and I think this is going to be a great addition to the deep cranking lineup. I like to have several deep cranking rods ready to go, whether I'm fun fishing or if I'm running trips again, which it's just looking like it's going to be happening again here pretty soon. So if you're looking to get out and go play around with the live scope, do some deep cranking, some budget rods with your boy, spool of some of that 12-pound P-line, go slinging around some 6 cents or some Strike King deep diving crankbaits, maybe an old school Bomber, maybe an old school Norman. You never know what's going on. Always try to keep it moving on that stuff. You got to stay ahead of them, because there's a lot of people fishing now and a lot of baits in the water. A lot of these fish are getting real educated. So that's what we're looking at. So again, that's it for today. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. You know the drill. Turn on the notifications. Keep an eye out for more videos. And it's been a lot of this stuff with me behind here. I got the crosses looking like a 10-cent Castledine, but there's going to be more fishing content coming. Footage on the water is coming. GoPros will be running the entire time I'm out there for this Lake of the Pines event. And good, bad, or ugly, we're going to have some footage. So hopefully we can get some old bigs on there and keep things going. Thank you for watching again. God bless y'all. We're out.